is going on, guys? It is the Gadget Reviewer here, and I have a special video for you guys of the Nokia Lumia 521 for T-Mobile. If you guys don't know, this is a budget model Windows phone for people who can't afford the higher-end models such as the Lumia 921 and 1020 that just came out. So this is the cheaper model. And it's on T-Mobile's no contract. What people don't know is that if you get this phone at Walmart, same phone, just if you get it at Walmart, you can get a $30 a month unlimited text and web plan with 100 minutes of talk time. And any talk time after that is 10 cents a minute. So you cannot go wrong just by going to Walmart. So yeah, let's go over the quick things that is the specs of this phone here. We got 4G, which is actually HSPA quality. It's not 4G like the full featured 4G or 4G LTE. It's just a 4G kind of alternative. You also have the 4-inch super sensitive touchscreen. Let me focus on this. So if you're out in the snow and you have gloves on, you can still use the phone. You know, Apple and Android. I believe Android has a feature like that. I'm not sure about Apple. But this feature can be turned off. Or this feature can be turned off in the settings. Email, texting, and web, of course, 1 GHz dual-core processor, almost competing with the iPhone 5's 1.2 GHz dual-core processor. So that's pretty cool. And the but the 5 megapixel camera. Of course, the 5 megapixel camera does not have any image stabilization, so it's not the same as the 920. But at the same time, it has no front-facing camera at all either. So, just a quick look around the phone, and then I'm going to explain something really quickly. On the front, you have the 4-inch touchscreen, like I said. These keys right here, these little shortcut key buttons, have no backlit. Like, there's no light in the back of them, so it's not backlit. Again, just like the higher-end models that are backlit, this one is not. I can't show you specifically because the camera can't pick it up, but around here there are two sensors. There's a proximity sensor, so when you put the phone up to your head when you make calls, the screen shuts off, and that's sort of standard for most phones nowadays. And then it also comes with the ambient light sensor, so depending on the brightness of the room, it's going to, you know, control the brightness of the phone. And it does, you know, consume battery life, so if you don't want that, you can turn it off in the settings. On the side, on the left-hand side, I should say, there's nothing. On the back, there's a 5 megapixel camera and a little microphone right below that camera. I don't know if you can notice. Yeah, but that's the second camera for noise cancellation. There's the Nokia thing. On the side, there's the volume rocker, a power and lock button, and a dedicated camera, which if you push it halfway, it auto-focuses the camera, and if you push it all the way down, it takes the picture. There's a 3.5 or a 3.0 millimeter headphone jack, and on the bottom there is your micro charging cable, micro USB. So yeah, that's the phone around. On the inside, it can support a micro SD card. Of course, it has to be unlocked first. And then on the inside, there is a micro SD card slot, which can go up to 64 gigabytes. And there's 8 gigabytes of storage already on the phone. So yeah, this phone sells on T-Mobile for $129. Of course, AT&T has a variant for $99, but their plans have no data until you get to the $60 a month plan kind of thing, and then you only get 2 gigs. This is unlimited for $50 a month or unlimited for $30 a month on Walmart. So yeah, you gotta decide what you want. So really quickly, I'd like to show you guys around. There's a lock screen. You can customize it with Bing Picture of the Day or your Facebook photos, like a slideshow of your Facebook photos to show on here. And then, of course, you can customize the lock screen as well to show your latest appointment or your latest message or email or anything like that. And then across the bottom, it can also show your number of emails that you have that are new or the number of missed calls, stuff like that. So there are a few things that you can actually customize here. The color of the tiles here can actually be customized, and the color of the background can be customized either light or dark. I have the light background and the crimson red tiles, but again, you can customize them with like blue or anything you want, really. Now, these things here are called live tiles, and basically they're different from Android and iOS in that they're sort of like widgets, and I'll get into that in just a second, but they actually update automatically. So if you're connected to Wi-Fi or data usage, it'll automatically update that tile, so that way you know what you're dealing with for that time period. So if you have a new email, it'll automatically show you what email you have if you have the large tile. And there's different sizes of tiles. So as I'll show you, there's this, which is the large tile, there's the big tile, and then there's the small tile. The small tile doesn't show any live information. The large tile shows the latest message that you received, and then the big tile either shows a small portion of the latest message or just doesn't show anything at all. So yeah, that's basically about the sizes and pretty much a small in-depth video thing. And if you want the full in-depth review, I can do that for you, no problem. So really quickly, I'd like to give you a little bit of a comparison. This was my older phone that I had to use for a while, and this was a 3.2-inch display, and this is a 4-inch display. I know it looks big, but a lot of people don't know how big this phone really is. I don't really have a good comparison, but basically it's a 4-inch display. So if you have an iPhone or anything like that, the screen size of this is the same as the screen size of the iPhone, except the phone is actually, the bezel and everything around it is actually big. So it's going to look a little bit different. But yeah, pretty much the same as the iPhone or anything. So yeah, I think I made a great upgrade here because this phone was okay. Yeah, so I like this phone a little bit better. Now for my little quick 2 cents here. Windows Phone is actually made for personalization. So is Android as well. Apple a little bit, but you really have to be jailbroken in order to personalize it the way you really want. And I know I'm sounding a little bit biased, but I just switched to Windows Phone about 3 days ago, so don't get me started on biasness. But Android is actually a little bit more harder to understand. Of course, with the Samsung Galaxy S3 and 4, there is this thing called Easy Mode. So, you know, that's kind of telling you something. It's mainly for advanced people. iOS is more for easy users, but Windows is more of that in the middle kind of thing. It's for easy people, but at the same time, you can also customize it a lot more than iOS would allow you to, because you have the live tiles, which is almost like a variant of the widgets on Android. So again, you have a little bit of the best of both worlds. So that's why I kind of like Windows, because you can personalize it how you want, and you can also get that ease of use factor just like Apple. So thank you guys for watching. I can do an in-depth review if you guys want me to. Please comment and like the video, and don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me out, and it really shows me that you guys care. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.